Hello and welcome to Get Good. I'm your host, Martel Cole, and I am absolutely thrilled to help with some challenging video games in hopes that you scrubs can get good. First, a little bit about me. I'm from Tennessee originally. I went to college in Ohio, and now I'm going to use that hard-earned journalism degree to report some news that really matters. The secrets to conquering controller-shattering action games. The first game we're going to spend some time with is Team Ninja's latest release, Nioh 2. The Nioh series takes place in 16th century Japan during the Warring States era. Samurai clans vying for power are using not just vast armies to wage their wars, but hordes of demons as well. Over the course of all the violence and death, the demons have begun to wreak havoc upon the island nation. You play as a lone warrior with a mysterious past and the unique ability to transform into a demon spirit known as a yokai. Using the very power that is destroying your home, you must use it to vanquish the evil from the land, human and demon alike. Alright, let's get right into it, shall we? After the opening cutscenes and after going through that vast character creator, you'll find yourself on a pier in front of a great big tree. Follow the pier to get a feel for the basic controls, and next proceed onward to your first big decision of many in your Nioh 2 experience, choosing your starting weapons. You'll be able to use and master each one of the weapons you see in here, but the two you pick right now will apply bonuses towards your base stats. Since it doesn't really tell you which stat influences what from here, I'm going to give you a brief rundown of each weapon and its corresponding base stat. The standard samurai sword gives you +1 heart. The heart stat influences the overall amount of ki you have and your resistance to fire. Your ki is the green bar below your health, and it determines how many actions you can perform before needing to recover. Attacking, sprinting, dodging, blocking, and sustaining damage all consume ki. In addition, while blocking, your ki recovery speed is drastically lowered. If a hit depletes your ki fully, you'll be winded and defenseless for a time. Simply put, the more ki you have, the more time you can spend attacking and maneuvering. And the sword is a very well-balanced weapon that works with any build, so I'd consider choosing it if you're having trouble deciding. The spear gives you +1 constitution. This stat affects your overall life and resistance to poison and paralysis. You might think that the more life you have, the more damage you can take before you die. That's only true to a point. How hard you get hit is actually influenced by your armor in tandem with your overall life, but I'll go over armor in another video. The spear is a great weapon for crowds as well as bosses, since it keeps them at a good distance. If you choose the spear, just make sure that your second weapon is a little bit more balanced, since the spear is dramatically less effective at close range. Now for a man's weapon, the axe. It gives you +1 stamina, and stamina affects how much armor weight you can carry and your overall life meter. The axe is a slow but powerful weapon. If you're looking to be that tank build that hits hard and can take a lot of hits, the axe is the weapon for you. It's not my favorite starting out, but it's super easy to use. But just bear in mind how slow it is and how much ki its attacks use. The tonfa give you +1 courage. The higher your courage, the faster your ki recovers. Specifically, the more ki regenerates per second. Courage also influences lightning resistance. The tonfa are some of the smoothest weapons in the game to use. Between the combos and the charge attacks, the tonfa feature a deadly blend of power and speed. They're a unique weapon, so their exact application in combat takes some getting used to, but once you've gotten the hang of them and have some cool skills to use with them, they are some of the best weapons in the game. The hatchets give you +1 skill. The higher your skill, the more special effects of light armor you can activate. The hatchets are a cool weapon new to Nioh 2, but since their initial base stat buff of skill isn't super helpful starting out, I wouldn't recommend using them. The Kusarigama gives you +1 dexterity. Dexterity is what levels up your ninjutsu skills. But since you don't learn much ninjutsu until a little bit further into the game, I wouldn't recommend choosing it from this point. You'll find plenty to loot over the course of your journey. They are a really cool weapon to learn and use once you have some other weapons under your belt. And the Switchglaive gives you +1 magic. Magic is self-explanatory. Over the course of your journey, you'll unlock various spells that you can cast on your enemies that will turn the tide of battle. Similar to ninjutsu though, you don't really learn a bunch of it until a little bit further in the game, so I wouldn't start with this one either. However, the switchglaive is an awesome weapon. It can change from a hand guillotine to a halberd and then to a scythe, giving you multiple unique approaches all from one weapon. It's another good weapon to pick up after learning some others first. The dual swords also influence skill, just like the hatchets. Although I didn't recommend the hatchets because of their skill boost, the dual swords are worth picking up as a starting weapon. They strike quickly and have powerful skills that make this game seem easy sometimes. The dual swords are my favorite weapon in Nioh. And last but not least, the Odachi. It gives you +1 strength, and it's pretty much just a jumbo version of the katana. Strength influences the amount of special effects you can activate from heavy armor and your resistance to water. They're a simple to use weapon, but just like the axe, it takes a lot of ki to use. If you can manage your ki well enough, go for it, but that's a tall order starting out. You have no ki when you start off in this game. Use the tonfa or the sword with this weapon if you're going to use it as one of your starting weapons, just so that you get that added ki bonus. I'm going with the tonfa and the katana starting out on this playthrough. I want more max ki and a good ki recovery speed to start out with. I think having more ki bonus starting out ensures that you aren't punished for being too aggressive early on. The choice is up to you, however. Next, you get to choose your starting Guardian Spirit. Your Guardian Spirit provides bonuses to certain stats. They also enable you to use your yokai form. This is obtained by acquiring Amrita, Nioh's XP currency. Once you have enough Amrita, you can enter Yokai Shift. Each Yokai Shift has its own weapon and unique set of attacks. The 3 of them each feature a unique charge attack that can be performed by holding the triangle button. The Guardian Spirits take the form of various powerful animal spirits from Japanese folklore. There are 3 kinds of Guardian Spirit: Brute, Feral, and Phantom. The Brute is slow but hits hard. He sports a club that he can morph into a hammer for his charge attack. The Feral is fast and elusive. He can quickly maneuver to an enemy's blind spot before striking. His charge attack is a powerful double slice with his 2 daggers. The Phantom has unique attacks with high defense. He can conjure powerful blades to keep foes at a distance. His charge attack enhances the destructive power of the conjured blades. When in Yokai Shift, you can use your Guardian Spirit skill by pressing triangle and circle at the same time. It releases a powerful attack with the element your spirit possesses. You can tell if it is either a fire, water, or lightning spirit by its red, blue, or yellow color. You can't take damage or ki damage in Yokai Shift, but getting hit and performing actions that would normally consume ki reduce the time your Yokai Shift is active. Your starting Pokemon, Guardian Spirit rather, also gives you a base stat boost. The wolf influences strength, the bird influences heart, and the shark influences magic. The wolf is a brute, the bird is a feral, and the shark is a phantom. It's really up to you which one you choose based on how you want your character to fight when your back's against the wall. My only recommendation for this part would be to choose any spirit but the bird, as the bird is a feral and you unlock another feral really early on in the game. If you want, however, the bird's not a bad choice at all for starters. I'm going to start off with the shark because this Guardian Spirit has an effect called tenacity attached to it, which means that if my character is damaged over time by poison or fire, even if it depletes my health fully, it won't kill me. Tenacity is incredibly helpful given the amount of poison and fire-based enemies the game throws at you early on. The only thing is, the Phantom is a little harder to use than the Brute or Feral at first, so the trade-off for having tenacity will be that he'll take a little bit of getting used to. Alright, so once you've picked your 2 starting weapons and your starting Guardian Spirit, you are ready to start your tour of 16th century, war-torn hellhole Japan. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe. These games are brimming with content, so there will be no shortage of videos for you to check out on this channel. Be sure to visit ambiguousproduction.com for more content from other creators. Thanks.